REMARKETER, empowering realtors.
Good morning, and thank you very much for joining me today. So, we're going to be talking about market statistics today, and I want to show you two important aspects of the tools that we have available for um, uh, analytical purposes of the market. One, how to use them and read them, uh, but my main focus today is going to be how to use them for your marketing purposes. So, how you can basically use market statistics and statistical information, basically what we call as market insight, as your marketing and uh, advertising services as well, if you want to use them. So, we'll look at the different modules that are available for analysis of the market, and then see what are the tools available for us to promote them to promote them to our benefit. Now we all know that uh, market insight is an important aspect of a realtor's ability to demonstrate their you know how familiar they are with the market and how they can navigate within the market. Understanding the market, the price trends will really help you guide your clients in the right direction, whether you're in the market to purchase a property or if you would like to put a property on the market, or whether the market is slow or quite hot. Uh, Market analysis and having an insight on the statistical information of the market is crucial. At the end of the day, real estate is uh, a demand-driven market, so supply and demand play an important role in the stability of the market, in um, the the growth or um, basically slow down of the market. The statistical information play an important role for us to understand where we stand, whether we're a buyer or seller in terms of uh, the um, the supply and demand that can be uh, demonstrated. So reading that information and being able to explain and analyze the information for the clients is a very important way for you to be able to demonstrate your knowledge, demonstrate your ability to guide the agents, sorry, to guide the clients uh, in the market, no matter how the market is trending. Um, One of the greatest features about Remarketer is that we have all that information embedded into the system for you. So you have access to most recent information at all times, and you're able to use that to the benefit of your clients, and you're able to advertise that fact to be able to gain the trust of your clients as well. So that's very, very important, and I really would like you to pay attention to what we have and start using the tools that are available at your discretion. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we have available and how you're able uh, to use these modules. All right. So the first thing that we would be looking at are the market reports and market stats uh, down here at the analytical tools section. So over here we have several different tabs depending on your board memberships. So if you're a TREP, Toronto Real Estate Board member as well, you will see these official TREP market reports as well. But what we'll be focused on are the live city market watches, those are live community market watch. These are the statistical information that are um, generated based on the live data feed that we have available. So they're a lot more recent and a lot more inclusive in terms of the geographical area that it can cover. These tools can cover. Essentially, you have the same result, but these are just the official numbers that are usually polished at the end of every period and provided publicly by Toronto Real Estate Board. We just carry that because this is what we started with, and we continue to offer that. But I would suggest that you start using these tools unless you want to work with official numbers only. All right, so here we are. This is the City Market Watch um, report. The first thing to understand is that it is generated every day. So this was based on information that we've gathered at the end of the day yesterday. So this is all the information that we've had all the way until yesterday. So that's how recent it is. Uh, the board statistics are usually a month old, so they're from the previous month, and especially in uh, special seasons, turning of the season, etc. Those numbers can vary depending on the market, as well as the seasonality, as well as how hot the market pretty much or volatile the market pretty much might be at the point of time that you're looking at. But this is as recent as you can get, so it's really up to yesterday. Now, the way that the market report is generated is that we calculate the numbers based on 30-day intervals. So every day we're looking at the past 30 days and we're coming up with the number, and then the consecutive previous 30-day periods as well. So this can give you a monthly update, um, as well as the latest number as well. So when we're looking at this number here, average sold price, this is the last 30 days up to April 13th. So that's the number that we're at right now. And these are the previous months. So this is for the month of March. This is for the month of February. This is for the month of January, so on and so forth. So you have the monthly fluctuation as well as the latest reading, which is basically based on the numbers generated on this date. All right. So this is how this number here relates to this graph down below. They're both average sold prices. This is the last reading, and these are the monthly readings, as you can see. So you have the fluctuations up until the last month, and then the last reading as well to compare and see where we would be standing. So basically, if I want to compare here, the last month average sold price was $1,015,000. This is for the city of Toronto, as you can see here. Um, and now we're at 1,037,000. So there was a slight decline since last month up until April 13th. Obviously, we still have half a month to go, and this number can change until the end of the month. But we can certainly look at the previous year's fluctuation during the same period and kind of have some speculation based on the previous years as well. Obviously, there are a ton of things to consider, but this is the first indication that can give you an idea of what to expect. All right. So let's take it from the top. Down at the very top, you can select the area that you want to monitor. So basically, what you need to do is to start typing for the city. It has to be the municipality in this report. that you want to find. So, for example, if I want to look for the city of Ajax, I'm going to be able to select the city of Ajax from the list up there. That list is limited to the feed that you have access to. So, if you're a Toronto Real Estate Board, you might have access to market reports for a certain areas. But if you're a realtor from in Calgary, you might not have access to this specific city because your feed does not include this. So this is basically based on your feed right there. So I can select different um, cities right here. So for example, Brampton. I'm looking at the city of Brampton now. So you can see that it's very different. We're both in the GTA, and usually the market reports that are being generated and reported are for the entire GTA area. But you can see that uh, two separate cities from the ends of the GTA, how different their markets look like. Even the fluctuations are completely different. The supply and demand are completely different in different areas. The balance of the market is completely different. So you can uh, use this tool to demonstrate to your client that general GTA market stats may not apply to local uh, uh, niche markets, if you want to say. So the same thing goes for other large areas and big cities as well. So if you're looking at uh, um, you know, big cities, corner to corner, market stats are going to be different. So this is a great tool for you to be able to demonstrate that. You will be able to select. So, for instance, if I want to specifically look at detached property stats in Brampton, I can select the property type here as well. So the detached market stats here is the average price is $1 million almost. If I go to condo apartments, for instance, the average sold price is $418,000 in Brampton. So this is also the all types. So basically the combination of all different property types. So if you want to generally look at the market, you could look at the all types. If you want to be specific about a property type, you can select the property type from the list in here as well. You can look at sold or leased stats as well. So you can kind of see how the lease market looks like as well. So all of these are achievable. Okay. I'll talk about these buttons a little bit later, but let's move on to the bar down below. Over here, you see the dynamics of the market pretty much. So whether the market is more inclined towards the buyer's market or the seller's market. So you see that, and basically this is based on the standard formulas that are used to determine that based on the number of properties listed and sold uh, in the market. So that basically indicates where we are. So if we're going from detached to, let's say, condo townhouses, this could move uh, back and forth as well. So it can kind of show you where uh, the market. So obviously, the market is now very much in favor of the buyers, pretty much. All right. Down below, we have four blocks here. The first one is the average sold price. I just explained that based on the last 30 days. So this is the last 30 days average sold price. And year over year is 3% lower. So basically, looking at the same period last year, right now we're at 3% lower compared to what we were looking at last year. So that's what we're um, seeing over here. Then we have the number of properties sold. So in the last 30 days, we have sold 329 properties, obviously based on this criteria. And this is 9% over year. So it shows us that maybe the number of transactions is gaining some traction over here. The average days on market is 31 days, which is up 35%, which is bad in this case because it takes longer apparently to sell the properties compared to the same period last year. And then we have the active listings, which is 1,949 active listings uh, as of yesterday, uh, based on the listings that are made available in the last 30 days. All right. So, uh, before in March 2026, the number of active listings had been 1,858. So since then, we have added about 100 active listings to the market. So this has gone up compared to last month. All right. So these are your April 13th readings. And then you have the monthly charts, monthly graphs available down bottom. So we have three different graphs. We've got the average sold price, the market activity, as well as the average days on market. Uh, uh, they're pretty self-explanatory. You've got the average sold price, and you can see the fluctuation here. You've got the market activity, which is my favorite chart. This basically shows you the status of supply and demand uh, in the market. Okay, we've got three bars here. Um, the um, the top one, the gold one, is showing you the number of active listings. The green one is showing you the number of new listings, and the red one is showing you the number of sold listings. So basically, what this is telling you is that uh, at this point in time, we've had 1,384 listings come into the market during the month of March. With the properties that were still in the market before the month of March and are still in the market by the end of March, we have active listings, which would be 1,861. So we had 1,300 new ones, including whatever was listed before and still hasn't sold. We now have 1,861 properties available on the market. So this kind of shows you the supply that's available at this point in time. This is this graph is showing you the supply that is being added to the market, and this one shows you the supply that is being carried over in the market. So these two usually kind of fluctuate together, but it shows you the gap. It kind of shows you the gap and tells you fact that uh, uh, this the supply that's coming into the market, how uh, much of it is being carried over and still continues to remain in the market. So the bigger the gap, the worse the situation looks like. It shows that properties are coming into the market and are not moving as fast as we would want them to move. The shorter the gap shows you that properties do come to the market, so there is supply, but there's also demand, and properties don't get carried over too much. So here in this case, for the case of Brampton, for all types, we're looking at a pretty much a steady. So we have a steady number of properties uh, carried over, while supply is also uh, reducing uh, over time. Sales picked up a little bit during the months of May, June, and July, all the way to October, and then it dropped again, but it's kind of on a flat line pretty much. That's pretty much the story wherever we go in the GTA area right now. Sales are pretty much flat, while market activity can grow in certain areas. So usually, when you have a surplus of uh, supply in the market without demand growing that much, you may experience a dip in um, the price. Obviously, there's more supply, same demand, or maybe even less demand. That would result in a dip in the price. While on the other end, when you have a decline in the um, supply, uh, and if demand doesn't change as much as well, you might then uh, experience some growth in the average sale price. So this is how you can kind of relate the two um, graphs here to be able to understand what to expect. So right now here we can see that in the past 2 months we're seeing a gradual uptake in the demand, while we're also increasing supply as well. So if that wasn't the case, if we didn't have that much supply coming onto the market, and it shows that we're apparently adding more as well. So we've got 329 properties sold right now. So here we were 350. That kind of looks promising. It looks like in the month of April, we might be selling more than what we sold in March, because we're already half of the month has gone by, but we're already at the point that we were there. So this might be going up based on the numbers that we have here. So we can see that going up, but also the um, supply is growing in tandem as well. So what that means is that there could be a little bit of a price growth trend continued here, but I wouldn't expect it to be much. So it should be a very moderate price growth at best that we can expect here. You have the average DOM, so you can see the fluctuation in the average DOM as well. It's been growing steadily, and reduced again as well. This could pretty much be the seasonality uh, that we have. So December and January obviously were the slowest months for many years, and we're now pretty much picking up where we left off, uh, pretty much there. Then we have four more bricks right here. The sales to new listings ratio. So that's the ratio of new listings versus sales, that's 28%. So 28% of what's coming into the market are selling within the same month. So it's very different. Some of these properties might sell later on. It doesn't mean that 28% of the properties are selling, period. No, it's 28% of the properties listed within a certain month are also selling within the same period of time. So that's very important to understand, be able to convey. So that shows you that 28% of the properties are in demand, and while once you list them, they sell. Months of inventory is 5.9, so that shows you why we have a buyer's market here. 98% is the sold price to the list price. So this shows you that most of the properties are sold at just below the asking price. This kind of tells you where you'd be standing in terms of your offers. If you would like to place an offer for this room and see how the demand usually applies. So, two things to watch here. Good properties and well-priced properties will sell. Uh, and usually the asking price is really well calculated, and we should be expecting for properties to receive offers at around 98% of the asking price. So this is another thing that we'd be looking at. And then finally, we have the total sold volume, which is the total sold volume of all these properties sold. So basically, we've got 329 properties sold. That totals to $293,000 of sales volume. So that's what we have available. So that's your statistics right here. I'll come back to this chart. I'll just quickly show you the community watch as well. So this is the same exact thing, but for communities rather than um, cities. So I'm looking at Willowdale West. So you have the same exact numbers here. There's only one difference, and you can see that here. Instead of 30-day periods, we go to 90-day periods. The reason for that is uh, in a selected community, the number of transactions to be able to make any sense of statistically are much less than in a city. We're looking at 50 sold properties in 90 days. So if we were to look at 30-day periods, we'd be looking at 2 sold properties or 10 sold properties or 5. And these are in high demand neighborhoods like Willowdale West in Toronto, for instance. The thing is that uh, in order for statistics to make sense, we need to have an adequate number of transactions recorded, and for that reason, we need to do 90-day intervals. But nevertheless, it's very recent, and you have the latest statistical information available. So basically, the last 90 days, 50 properties have sold in this community and the average sold price has been this amount. If you change that to, let's say, detached properties, you can see that detached properties are well over $2 million in this community, while, for instance, condo apartments are around the $1 million point there. So you are able to see the different dynamics of the market as well and kind of work within that. So these are all the things that we need to consider. So you see the number of detached properties in the last 90 days is 11. It's just 11. So there could well be months that we haven't had any sales uh, in this neighborhood. So that's the only difference to consider and kind of see that uh, um, how in neighborhoods will affect are affected in the market. All right. Now, I want to show you one important thing. So, where is the first place that we can advertise these statistical informations? First space that we can advertise the statistical information is on your website, and that would be under market reports. So we have uh, statistical information available on your website as well. This the same stuff, but these are geared towards the end consumer pretty much. So the first place that you want to advertise market statistics is on your website. It's an important aspect of your website because when someone comes to your website, they would like to see specialty. They would like to see your focus. And they want to see that you are able to demonstrate that you are actively monitoring and promoting your local real estate areas. It's That's an important aspect of a realtor's profession. Um, uh, that can easily be communicated through your website by showing the areas that you're active in. So I'll show you how you can configure this if you haven't already to display the areas, your focus areas under market reports. Going back to Market Watch, we'll need to go to website design and website config. Down at the bottom, you will see extras right here on the left. And down here at the bottom, you're going to be able to see market reports. So these are the areas that you can select. So let's say a realtor that I'm active in the Durham region in the GTA. So I want to change my uh, market report section. So let's say I want Pickering and then Ajax and then Whitby and then let's say Oshawa. There we go. So I selected my market reports. At the top, you also have custom searches, which makes sense to have the same areas promoted as here, but that's for property search defaults. Um, and basically not the topic of our discussion today, but it makes sense that you have the same selections because you want to consistently promote the same areas on your website. So once I save this, and I go back to the website and I refresh. Now under market reports, we have Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, and Oshawa. So if someone comes to your website, they can easily see your areas of expertise and they would see that you are well equipped. You have all the statistical information up to date. You have the latest information on those areas. So this gives you authority over um, other agents in terms of you being able to demonstrate the fact that you have the tools necessary to analyze the market and so much so that you can advertise them on your website. So this is very important. Now, once you have these available on your website, you can market the fact that these market stats are available on your website. So you can tell people that if you want to see the latest market stats on Whitby, for instance, you can go to my website under Market Report and watch the latest market stats on Whitby. So this is where people can go and actually view and see how things are changing in the Whitby market. And you can advertise this fact as well. And you do have lead generation uh, tools right here as well. So if someone comes here a few times and finds value here, which is the whole point, you're delivering value, they might subscribe to receive more information. And this is a much more qualified way of generating leads rather than just flat, no value provided advertising out there. You can advertise these online. You can advertise these on postcards. You can advertise these on flyers. You can advertise these on your business card as well. So make sure that you promote the fact that you're equipped. And this is an important factor of you being able to demonstrate that. So, for example, if you want to advertise this um, on a flyer, it's very easy to generate a QR code and put that, stick it on a flyer and mention the fact that, for instance, for Whitby market updates, scan this code. And they're going to be able to scan the code and come to your website, see everything else about you, and also get some value out of your marketing uh, platform there. So that's one aspect, and uh, to me, the most important aspect of your marketing. Your website should represent you. And that's why we have four areas because we want to be really focused. We want to be, some of you may ask us that, can I have all of the GTA available on my website? It's good. You have all of the GTA available in the back end, and you can provide anyone with that service. But on a website, you want to promote the fact that you're focused. You don't want to say that, I'm generic. You want to say that I'm an expert. And in real estate, l- uh, local expertise is the expertise that matters. All right. So that's one thing. Check out your website. If you haven't configured this or you need to adjust this, this is where to go. Website configuration, extras, market reports. That's where you need to do that. Now, the custom search are these little balloons down here on your homepage. If this is active, there. These are the ones that basically generate a search result. Uh, that's uh, what you're also advertising on your homepage for property search. Where were we again? Over here. That's where you can configure these, which is, again, not the topic of our discussion, but to me, it makes sense to have the same set of properties, set of areas promoted there as well. All right, so that's one thing. Now, the other thing that uh, I'd like you to see, let's go back to the City Market Watch, is down here. Download this report. So basically, you can select your report. Let's go back to, let's go to Ajax. And then we can select the property type. Let's say detached. So this is our market stats. And then I'll click on download this report. So basically, this gives you an option to download the latest numbers. So this is a shorter version of the report. You can download this as an image, or you can download it as a printable PDF. So this is useful if you want to post the graphs on a um, on the back of a flyer, for instance. You want to print this and include this in your listing presentation, for example. You want to um, uh, use this in your email campaign and include it in uh, basically a newsletter, for instance. So you might even just take this image and post it on social media if you want to, even though we do have another feature for that. But this gives you the ability to get a printable version or a picture of the stats, and it's branded to you and everything, and you can just simply use this for your marketing purposes. So that's again an important thing. If you're going to a listing presentation, it's best to have the latest stats printed and available within your folder so that you can easily promote uh, the fact that you're equipped. So again, you can see how you can demonstrate that you have access to data, and that's important. And because it's updated frequently, you can promote that data access frequently as well. All right. Now, so this is again another thing to consider. Now, we also do have the same thing available in newsletters. So if you're using newsletters and you're creating a custom newsletter right here, you see we've got the market reports available in the newsletter. So for instance, if you want to embed the market reports for Ajax within the newsletter, you can go ahead and do so without the need for you to get that picture and add the picture over here. It's already available and it can already be embedded within the newsletter. And you can see that it's a different uh, style here as well, which gives you all the numbers and all the HPIs for the different property types as well. So this gives you the latest readings on the Ajax market report. That's in April 2026. And you can use these statistics on your newsletter. So you could use that picture if you want to use the graph style and add it here as an image, or you can use this that's been generated by the newsletter itself. So you can definitely add, a title, Ajax market report, uh, and you can easily add that to the top down here, and you can add other content here as well and quickly build a newsletter as well. So that's again an important aspect of your marketing, email marketing. And newsletters is an important part of your email marketing campaigns. And this way you can generate local newsletters and send out those newsletters to your audiences with local real estate updates. That's very valuable. That's very useful, and it is going to be perceived well by your audiences. So these are the kind of content that gets engagement from your real estate or email marketing rather than unsubscriptions only. So that's very important for you to be able to active in there. And because it's very easy to generate, you can generate one for your audiences in Ajax, one for your audiences in Pickering, one for your audiences in Oshawa. So you're very relevant to them. Or you can just add other market reports as well. So let's say I will change the title to Durham Region Market Update, for example. I'll add that, bring it to the top, just like that, and then add the other markets as well. So I've got Ajax, and I will get Whitby. There we go. And then I will add another one. Uh, let's say Oshawa. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. You have all the market stats available for the different areas. So see, you're much more local, much more relevant, very easy. It just literally takes seconds for you to be able to generate it. And obviously you can add in your statistics analysis in there as well. So let's go back to the market report again and the city market watch. All right. So let's pull up my area again and whatever configuration you want to do. Now we get to this AI analysis button right there. Once you click on the AI analysis button, the system is going to submit all of this data, all of this information over to AI, and the AI is going to generate a script for you. This is going to be your analysis. You can easily copy that and use it in your newsletter, for example. So let me just open this, go to newsletters, add new, and then I can just quickly add a title here, Ajax Market Update. That's my title. Then I can add the market watch, or you can import that picture if you want to. And then finally, we can add the text area, and I'll just paste the report that I just copied from the other side. Obviously, it's definitely suggested that you read through and make sure everything makes sense. If you need to make any adjustments, do so. But, in a matter of 10 seconds, I have something that would have taken hours, if not days, to generate. And now you have a marketing piece that's very relevant. Now, you have the same content available and you can do more with it. So let's say, for example, so that's one thing you can generate. There it is, beautiful and ready to go. Um, Another thing that we have here under graphics, custom graphics, is this um, social media post generator. So again, it's for Treb as well as Market Watch cards. So we're looking at Market Watch. You select that, and you can easily select your city, so it updates the numbers for you. You can select the property type if you want to, so it updates the numbers again for you. If you want to have the full card, or you just want to show the total sales, for example, or if you just want to show the average sold price, for example. So all of that can easily be adjusted. You can then add a custom background if you need to add a custom background. So we've got all of these backgrounds available in your um, uh, photo gallery, or you can select anything from the repository. So let's say if I can find anything for Ajax. None of these are relevant anyway. So let's say I want to put in um, neighborhood or whatever. So it basically looks at, I like this one. So I'll add this to media, and I'll select this one as the background, just like that. I can select my colors, or if it's a custom color, I can select the custom color. And then I can download the image. Just like that, I have a picture that can easily be posted on social media. Plus, I have a nice caption that I can just copy and paste there. So on your social media, every month or every 2 weeks, you can have a post that is providing the latest readings of the market together with the statistical, with the analytical information. If you don't want to spend any time, you can just copy and paste this and just go with it. So this is more value that 99% of realtors out there are putting out there. So uh, don't underestimate this. If you do this often enough, you're going to generate an audience. Once you generate an audience, you're going to generate trust. Once you generate trust, you're going to generate business. So that's how marketing works. Not everything is paid advertisement. A lot of it is organic uh, attention that you can grab using these tools that are available. So marketing, market stats, and being able to generate and read them is perfect. You being able to promote them and use them in your email marketing, social media marketing, on your website, and actively promote the fact that you have access to data and can analyze it is going to generate the audience and trust, and alternatively the business that you uh, find uh, to need. Perfect. So this is where I'd like to stop. Um, I don't see any questions, so hopefully everything has been clear. If anything comes up, please reach out to us and let us know. We'd be more than happy to help. Otherwise, stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you again next week with a different topic. Take care.